Game number 3, teams playing to their strengths that won them each respective game, which means forward and back. Legacy forward, Chiefs back until one team has an advantage, and then all forward.
We'll see who wins the push-pull in the beginning of the games, because it does seem to be really setting the scene for who's able to take this one out. Both of them have been very close, moving to about that 15-minute mark, which is where things really start to go haywire. Now Legacy looking for their final ban. Ash LeBlanc taken away first up. Jax Vladimir are the follow-up bans from the Chiefs.
And they very quickly came out as far as bans are concerned. Jax from the Chiefs was followed up by Fiora last time around. They do leave open a couple of options. The Aurelia is always going to stand out as something that Swiper can play, but they picked Shen last time around.
Yeah, Shen now going to be available once again. The Trundle is going to be available as well, that was banned away in the last game, but not seen in game number 1. As Azir is the final ban from Legacy, has won both series. Rek'Sai is going to be the follow-up ban here from the Chiefs. So Carbon has to pull something else out.
And we've seen the Rek'Sai and the Hecarim, both ends of it.
Yeah.
And we've seen the Azir both times. If it's not banned, it's picked. And what that does mean is that the jungle pool is still large, but the strongest champion has been taken off. Hecarim might actually have a better time now. There's no Rek'Sai to monitor him. And Azir in this middle lane being taken out means that Swiffer, he'll be perfectly contented with how it went. But there's no Ashe on the flip side, so taking game 1 out of the equation, there's no arrows to hit Choo-Choos. If he plays a control mage again, it should be fine.
Yeah, we'll see whether the Chiefs leave once again Swiper for that last pick, whether it is going to be Swiffer's champion. Something like a Twisted Fate is still a good idea here. Swain locked in. Spooks thinking about what he wants. That's a fiddlesticks right now. But Jin going to be picked away. The pseudo Ashe.
And you'd have to say the focus that Carbon just put onto getting that Elise as a first pick left open both of those to be taken.
Yeah.
I'd question the priority that the Chiefs would, that Legacy would put onto Swain, to be fair, but the Jin is the standout to me. I could have looked towards that. 100% could have taken that for themselves. They have the Sivir, if they so choose. Sivir Karma always going to be there. I question if they want to take Soraka perhaps away from the Chiefs. We know Kuden can play it very well.
Fantastically well.
Both supports are inclined towards it, it feels.
I do like the Jin Soraka combo as well. So the fact that you can throw down the silence, stop getting out of the way of the deadly flourish to follow up. Quite cute. See what Legacy decide to do. 10 seconds to go. They are definitely thinking about this one hard. Soraka. Hovered now. 3 seconds to go. AD carry probably being looked at as Trundle is going to be the option for Tally. If that is a top lane matchup between Swain and Trundle, that is dangerous stuff.
Yeah, Tally not picking that winning matchup. Not until 2 items. That's for certain, but the early pressure's definitely still there from Swiper then. They picked the Soraka with it, taken away half of a Jin Soraka combo that seems to be decent from what we have seen. Very good utility and facilitative bottom lane. King's always going to have that Soraka we mentioned with Ashe banned.
Yep.
You could always look towards it. If you really wanted to, Ezreal still stands. And Ezreal Soraka is one of the few situations that I've looked at King and Kuden and said, you know what, King? You can play this aggressive finally.
Yeah.
Because you have somebody to heal you consistently. You might even see, though, like a Bard on the flip side from EGM to respond to Soraka being there.
Well, there it is. Bard has been picked up, and Graves for Spooks. They want extra damage here out of the Chiefs. I've seen Graves fall off just a little bit as far as popularity. See whether Spooks is going to be able to get around and get it done. Of course, Carbon was more of the Graves player if we look at it. That is going to be, I guess, Swiffer or Swiper's champion to be locked in. But of course, Swiper has been a Swain player, not Swiffer.
Correct. Swiffer does like having that last pick utility. You were expecting, honestly, from Legacy, perhaps the Victor again.
Yep.
Not knowing who he's against, control mages is always a really good default. Swiffer has a lot of champions, though, that he can play up his sleeve. The Graves, something we've seen from the Direwolves. I believe they are still inclined towards that champion.
Yep.
Does do a lot of damage, can still farm quite successfully in the jungle.
Carbon actually playing it in the last series there as well as King. Back towards the Ezreal, like you said. And Choose does like the old Game 3 Snake Lady. As Cassiopeia being looked at and locked in for Legacy.
That's a risk, though, because I expect Swift as LeBlanc now.
Well, it's banned.
Oh, it's banned. Oh, well, then it makes more sense.
It'd be really hard to play LeBlanc right now.
I mean, it makes more sense for them to lock in Cassiopeia because LeBlanc is one of the old school counters. In other words, instant damage, burst damage, something that has mobility as well, other options there.
Yeah.
Ari is not as good, but Swiffer has played it. Also default to a Victor if you really wanted to.
Twisted Fate.
Yes.
I just want to see it. Gold card plus never move combo on the top side of the map would be able to net them some kills.
Might have options.
Certainly be dangerous.
Comes down to what Swiffer wants.
As they lock in Talia.
Okay. Okay. So,
right. Either what has been communicated to us has been an entire fabrication.
we've been rused, Atlas.
We have been severely rused. It's incredibly cunning. Oh my goodness. Well, look, Rusty, I don't even know. And I feel like both of these champions play out relatively similarly as well. A lot of consistent damage, I guess. You know, one form of big CC.
No, not
I don't
exactly.
know.
No, they're entirely different champions. They
All
are
right, got it.
Swiffer on the Talia. Talia is more about lane control. You want to push out the waves. I think of Talia like I do Azir.
Yep.
Different variabilities, of course, but the way that you play laning phases, you want to control them by controlling the minions. She's like the Sivir of the mid lane. Whereas Cassiopeia, you want to do damage. You want to threaten them off that wave. And the problem that Talia can run into is in situations where you're being pushed in all the time. If someone can out-push you, then you actually work ground near your turret all the time, and you run into issues where you only have the one Q that can be thrown out, whereas you're into a Cassiopeia that doesn't have ridiculous amounts of wave clear, so you're actually fine, not as much a control mage. Push her in, control the minions.
Well, we'll see whether he's going to be playing it out that way, and we know the Legacy have a lot of history playing with the Talia as well, having Minkwell on their side and playing that one first here in the OPL, but we want to hear from you. It's game number 3, guys. Hop onto Twitter. Use the hashtag LGC win if you think Legacy can get the momentum from game 2 and take it through to game number 3, or the hashtag CHF win if you believe in Swiffer's Talia. Because I honestly have not heard, you know, from the man himself, great things, but of course he does like to talk himself down. We heard him on the desk, and honestly, I don't know what to expect.
No, I will even say that Talia aside, Chiefs is a team composition of 4 members that they've also picked very comfortable champions. We've seen them do them to a great deal of success in the OPL, historically and currently. The only World Cup pick is in that middle role. But it still is going to be a strong champion.
Yeah, well, excited to see how this one plays out. Swiffer now skating towards the bottom side of the map. Putin down there as well wants to get some deep vision, but you can see no 5-man squad for Legacy as they get the ward. Perfect.
Nailed it. That's one of the most annoying sounds you'll ever hear. Cassiopeia's Q as it ticks, for reference.
Yeah, and also procs the Deathfire touch, so it feels real bad, man.
It does. And we are seeing 3 Deathfire touches this game. King.
Oh my god, there's a Deadly Flourish. They were looking for more, but don't find it. But they kill the ward. That is a big deal. Swiffer says, well, I'll just ward another one.
For what it's worth, Raider leveled up W. He doesn't have that Q for level 1. A little bit less lane presence or minion control, something that's usually nice. Raises the question, though, of a lane swap. Legacy plays Deep Vision to try and see it if it happens. And I might be expecting the Chiefs to do that one, honestly.
There is one path the Chiefs can take that doesn't have vision. Dun, dun, dun.
They wouldn't be aware of that, though. So the blind assumption, as we're seeing everybody just hang out in mid lane, is we are going to have standard.
Yeah, so bottom lane going to move bottom. And the Chiefs actually deciding that as well. They watched Ezreal move over that ward, so they want to go into the standard lanes with the Bard and Jhin, despite the level 1 W. Swiper going to help out with a red start, here for Spooks. Aggressive move. Swiffer clears out those melee minions. Only evening it up, not actually deciding to take control of this minion wave as he dodges the poison.
Yeah, just hanging out in this middle lane is something you'll see Swiffer try to... He didn't do the Azir strategy where he straight up pushed the wave, but Spooks, one of the things that you get from not lane swapping is an isolated. Wow.
There it is, red buff is on as Choose does blow the ghost, but in goes Swiffer, doesn't have Ignite or anything like that ticking down, but that is both summoner spells burnt a level 2.
Yeah, lots of damage.
That's why I wasn't shoving that way.
Absolutely. So Swiffer plays it well, sets Spooks up for a gank, and by not lane swapping, Spooks is able to do things like this instead of deep invading or swapping camps and double jungling. It's a little bit less predictable also. And a quick move from the Chiefs sets up their mid laner very handily.
Yeah, already. They can afford to do this as well, just because Swiper is so comfortable here towards the top side. However, maybe not for long, as there's the pillar. Carbon looks for the cocoon, but Swiper flashes over the top of it. Gets underneath his turret, but Summoner Spell down as the Torment comes in. Carbon taking a bit of damage.
Yeah, they get the Summoner Spell, though, out of the Swain. Swiper now has to be a little bit more reserved, and Tally's doing his part. But this is the problem point. And what they have done here, Chiefs, is that early gank has set Swiffer up to carry. He's playing confidently. He can bully you out under this turret as Talia. And Choose needs to show some respect now.
Certainly does, and you can see they're using this pressure in order to invade into the jungle. Spooks over on the Raptor camp. 20 to 10. That mid lane CS.
There was a big stack crashing, so it won't be that much. It'll be about a wave difference.
Well, you're exactly right. One better here for Choose.
I mean, as damage control goes, that's not too bad. He just needs to be careful and can't lane and actually look for a kill in this lane. There's also the teleport advantage that Swiffer has. And this.
Oh, goodness.
EGM would have a magical journey if they really wanted to.
Oh, there it is, delivered to the enemy team as there's the fantastic mechanics we know from EGM. Just binds him into the wall, and that's first blood for Spooks.
Let's not even talk about EGM. Let's talk about Swiffer's W sideways directly into them. Followed up real well.
Said he couldn't play him, as now Tally trying to take down Swiper. Nevermove's going to be there, but the Chomp's there first. Tally gets the 1v1.
Tally just walks at him and kills him. You have to be careful with spell usage in this matchup. If we said it's Swain favored, but if you throw that away, it's not going to work out for you. Tally's still a strong laner, showing that that break meant nothing to him.
Damn right. Now Radiant looking with that Q. It's the cannon creep, doesn't find it. Gets the reload. He's still doing well here in this lane. Hit by a creep.
This is interesting because we're contrasting ourselves in the exact way we thought we would be.
Yeah.
As Tally's doing work, but Swiffer's doing work. It's a team effort from the Chiefs this time around, though, exploiting the Soraka's inability to roam, as well as a Bard can, and using Spooks on more than one occasion to try and get Swiffer going. He saves his teleport, too, after that recall. Maybe he wants to get around the map, try and get a play happening.
It'll also be getting Spooks going here as well. Does want to be getting ahead in this matchup as the Graves. Swiffer easily clears out those minions. Headbite still about that wave. And Tally still feeling very strong here towards the top side. Has his teleport available as well, and has a shop in.
The biggest concern to me is just how far behind experience Choose is. They're level 4. Swiffer's level 5. If he ticks 6, Spooks might even hit it before him. Whoa!
There's the Flash Cocoon. Swiper taking so much damage, instantly killed. The Subjugate was there from Tally. He wasn't dying.
Spooks is here. I wonder if he can push them off, though. They might just turn on him.
Yeah, well, Carbon will have that Cocoon back available. Not a lot of mana here. Means he does save the turret. Swiper in a lot of trouble.
Swiper's in ridiculous amounts of trouble. And the damage control from Chiefs may need to come into place here. But I just question where their priorities may now lie. Do they actually want to get Swiper going because that Swain needs items, or do they just focus on bottom lane time and again? Catch them out.
Weave as well is available here from Swiffer. Was looking to try and keep Kuden and King towards the bottom side. Ezreal can easily get over that one. Spots, Choose out. It's a really nice seismic shove. Swiffer actually takes a lot of damage back. Tally grabs himself the Rift Herald. It's the beginning of difficulty here for the Chiefs.
You know, one of the better things about this matchup is that you can walk away whilst also doing damage to Choo-Choo's on that Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
As Talia, so you'll never get stunned. Throw the Q, turn around. Does wonders for you. Choo-Choo's tries to ult, and he's running away before it. You can see him turn around, you can have reactions to it. Spooks is not leaving the area. He wants to be a part of this.
Yeah, still looking for more. You see Swiper now back within 11 CS as he's shoving this wave out, but Tally has a Vamp Scepter now as well. And as well as things are going in the mid lane, it's going awfully towards the top side. 2-0-0 now for Tally with Carbon's help.
Now the question continues, right? Will Carbon keep ganking this top lane? Will they change their attention? Spook's now starting to feel a little bit more confident because he's got Bard here consistently.
There's the Magical Journey. Really nice Deadly Flourish, though, as of course Radier's round there as well. No. Cosmic Binding is going to come in as Q, end of the line, not going to land.
A lot of effort now for this blue buff.
Spooks just smites it for some extra mana.
And this is the immediate actual swap here from Legacy. They put their bottom lane top. They've matched Chiefs, who are trying to hide Swain. That was the first question. We've now got a 2-0 Trundle rampaging on Summoner's Rift. Put Radar up here. Put Ijin with him. Try and pressure him out. Instead, Legacy are hyper aware of this. They want to continue that 1v1 lane.
I said the bar. Carbon. Spotted.
Now assumes it's warded as well, Carbon. It wasn't.
Another really nice shove there from Swiffer. This minion wave continues to get shoved into Shoes. Working some ground as well as Swiffer. Look at this.
But it's neutral ground, so he can actually poke under the turret if he feels game. I wouldn't walk too close to a cat CPL.
That's true. She does have her scream.
Even though it's a tier and null magic mantle, we still feel like she can win trades.
Whipping out. They'll still have that level advantage. The Seismic Shove not going to find the snake. However, Swiffer still does have a lot of wave clear as he watches a bunch of those creeps die.
Yeah, he's just going to be clearing waves for the most part and pressuring. Slowly chooses health bar might go down. It might not. This is the lane that it feels like the Chiefs, for some reason, always want to work around. That Radar lane.
Yeah.
He's on the Jhin. He's starting to get his farm, and once he gets that Ghost Blade, I would expect Radar to be the one who rotates, though.
Well, Cocoon lands under Spooks. Carbon takes a buck to the face.
A little bit different this time around. It's not the Rek'Sai Hecarim running at each other doing damage. It's a trade-off of squishy champions that farm a lot. And speaking of, Spooks winning that.
Spooks also standing on top of the pink ward backing. An interesting decision to make. Does get the shove, turns around though, exactly like you said. Tempered Fate comes in, teleport from Legacy immediately put down as Choose flashes once again. The teleport is cancelled there from Tally. See now, teleport advantage actually in favor of the Chiefs this game, of course.
And you can see the kill threat that a Cassiopeia has. It just goes without saying. Cassiopeia can always kill you.
But we can see exactly what you were saying just before with the fact that Talia can do damage whilst walking away. He was doing exactly that.
Yeah, definitely. But still, they've isolated this. Raiders by himself. Eden's on the way.
Yeah, and there's the curtain call. Really nice Seismic Shove one more time. Kuden is the focus as the teleport did come in. Radiant takes down the kill. There's King now looking to try and fire back. Swiffer has to be respected though, hits level 9 as well. This guy is very strong.
He has his ultimate if it comes to it. I would suggest what he's doing now is walking to the river. He won't use his ult, but he has the possibility of a flank unless they get to mid.
Oh, no, he can just wall Choose in if they don't make it there in time.
No.
Nice heads up play from Choose to move out of the way.
Yeah, Carbon pinged about it, ping a second until he backed away enough that he was safe.
Hopefully on the tournament realm, you don't sort of run out of the amount of pings you can do, you know? Hopefully you can just ping permanently.
I, for one, would hope they run out. As a listener, much like all of our viewers right now,
Oh, that's good.
I would hope that they don't have unlimited pings.
What's the communicator? Swiffer finds himself some spiderlings. Looks some extra money.
Pushes Carbon towards the pink ward by pressing his Q as well. So, well, I guess take that one. This hasn't stopped. The lead's growing in this bottom lane between Swiper and Tally.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And that first item spike that you'd look at with Swiper, saying Rod of Ages on that Swain is decent for him and sets him up to control the lane until Tally finishes his next one, doesn't exist because it's just a catalyst to a completed item.
Also needs a fair bit before that comes in as well, about 1,600, and it will be difficult for him to get that money. considering the fact that he can barely even be underneath his turret against this troll, especially without vision with the Elise.
And if we want to draw parallels between Game 1 and 2, think about how both these teams won the game. I would say that this feels much more like Game 2.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more like an extended laning phase where Legacy are allowed to choose is actually...
Yeah, thrown over the back there as Swiffer has to flash. Repel is going to bring Carbon down as Spooks kills him with the collateral damage. Swiffer needs to be careful of the turret. He is going to be okay. Plays that one out very nicely.
Yeah, Carbon quite squishy, and separating choosing Carbon was the name of the game there. Spooks gets that ulti off. And now the Chiefs have rotated right on time. Swiper even here. Turrets are starting to fall, but watch the breakdown on these side lanes. What Legacy want to do is continue this laning phase. It's how they did well in game number 2. And by keeping King up top, keeping Tally at the bottom, they might actually still get positive trades, kill aside and turret aside.
Well, yeah, turret is going to fall down on the bottom side of the map. Not going to on the top side, but some decent work had been done there. So it's only the kill that really gets the Chiefs any further ahead. And they're still behind by 100 gold.
And it's a Cloud Drake, so nobody actually wants it. They just clear vision on the top side of the map instead. They don't get the neutral objective with it. It's not game 1.
King also very comfortably just killing minions, very safe on this Ezreal. Fantastic pick into Talia as well, just because he can get over that wall.
That was the first initial thought that we had to consider. Can anybody get over Talia's wall, or can she separate them?
Once again, going to find Carbon. Doesn't have the ultimate as the Weaver's wall comes in. Swiffer jumps off as Carbon is going to get knocked into the sky. Swiffer picks up the kill as Tally had teleported in, but it's just not enough. Ultimate comes down from Radier just to make sure the troll doesn't chase. The Chiefs grab another pick, and it's all about this Tally. 100% kill participation. Swiffer has gone off.
Yeah, he definitely is. This game is about Swiffer. If you're a Chiefs player, and it's good to see. It's refreshing because they're not putting all of their emphasis on ganking the Jhin lane. Tally
has to flash as there's the Tempered Fate. Tally gets all golden, but Choose is going to come round. Throws out the ult actually, but doesn't find anyone.
Ultimate.
Yeah, like it.
He definitely did zone them with that ultimate for what it's worth. May not have hit the mark, but it does its purpose. Legacy, they hold on, but Chiefs are still advancing.
Oh, nice turnaround there from Choose.
Yeah.
Still just clearing out minion waves over and over again.
And Cassiopeia is a grounded champion. She's never going to dash through it. So dodge the W, which was unpredictably forward by Choose this time around, and set yourself up well to out-trade him.
Certainly did look good doing it.
Especially when you run him through worked ground. And he can't actually trade with you.
Oh, blue buff is going to go over to Swiffer. Now skating back to his mid lane. And he's going to fall quite quickly. And he's able to clear out the minions with that E.
And we're back to laning phase.
Yeah.
Exactly where they want to be. Ghostblade done for Raider to me is a big spike, and we're about to see Swiffer start towards his next items. Spooks has been the big breaking point, though, between the two teams at the moment. Like, yes, we have a strong mid lane for Chiefs. We have a strong top lane for Legacy. These are the expectations, but games 1 and 2, we look towards the jungle roles and question who was going to carry. Game 1, Spooks out path. Game 2, Carbon just brought the aggression. Game number 3, Spooks is doing the same thing, but not by being aggressive, but by responding to Carbon's aggressive pathing.
Not to mention also farming up an absolute storm right now. About 30 creeps ahead. Not hard to be ahead of an Elise, I have to admit, but...
He did get the level 2 cheese in as well, so being creative this time around, Spooks, and commendably so.
Identifying win conditions as well. Swiffer understanding what to do with this lead as Radier. Can get a lot of work done on this turret. Big crit to come.
And this is in a 2v2, so the Chiefs, Raider and Ejim winning the lane.
And Ejim's barely even in the lane. All the time.
Absolutely winning of their own accord.
Legacy are going to be able to take down the Cloud Drake. Infernal Drake coming up next. 22 minutes, look for that one. As Choose gets shoved back. Disengage seismic shove as Tally just wants to throw down a pillar and does so. Congratulations.
You were a winner.
However, not going to find too much more. They're in
No.
the mid lane.
Tally has no turrets to take. Now that Drake is gone, he's also not going to be a mid lane champion. And he only feels the purpose of disengage to an extent while he's in that lane. They may want to put him back to top lane, but instead they keep King and Kuden here.
Yeah.
Good luck, Kuden.
There's the Weaver's Wall. Immediately flashes as there's... Oh my gosh, the Tempered Fate in fantastic position as King's going to get stunned up with the wall they prepared earlier, and Radier throws down the curtain call. Swiper wants an assist and grabs one, and it's a double kill for Swiffer.
That's the strength of Talia now captured for you. Jin Talia locks them in an area. Bard secures their fate. And they lock the kill
And
in the
then
back end.
The Cosmic Binding as well with that synergy. It's just synergy everywhere from that one gang.
Yeah, Swiffer didn't even need to cancel the wall because they do enough damage to lock him down afterwards. And the Chiefs go from good to great suddenly. 2 to 6 in kills and a very big mid laner in Swiffer.
Yeah, building towards his Rylai's Crystal Scepter now as well, where that Q will be slowing everyone down exorbitant amounts. As Legacy looking to try and race this one. Pillar comes down, they're doing a lot of damage to this turret. Smoke screen comes in, Carbon in trouble, flashes underneath the enemy turret as the collateral damage flies through. But Swiper is here. Carbon, Repel goes up, but he's got nowhere to go as the Never Move comes in. Good timing, but it doesn't even matter as the Birds are going to pick that one up. Tally in trouble, Seismic Shove not going to find them. The Miasma is there to ground the Chiefs.
But that was a tower for 1 kill. For what it's worth, I'd say that's good for Legacy if there wasn't already a disastrous series of events on the opposite side of the map.
Good point.
And the result is that if King gets this turret, you'd still be okay with Legacy's stance in this game. The gold that separates them is marginal.
Nothing.
But they can't continue to do this. The 2v2 is still favoring Chiefs. And Legacy are respecting that fact.
Raider, of course, now pretty big. Ghostblade completed. BF Sword now as well, as he does have the Swiftness boots.
And it's all about Swiffer at this point in the game. The 2v2, because there's turrets taken, means that Swiffer can use his R-key, catch them out of position, and he instantly pushes this middle wave. That's the strength of Talia. And it's unreal.
Yeah.
Because watch, like he can push that wave. He doesn't actually need to do anything. He could recall, he could go into Fog of War and hide, he could do Raptors. But Legacy will actually crap themselves, not knowing where he is. Because he's 304.
They have to as well, as he's almost got that Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Only needs the recipe complete for about 500 odd gold. That's a lot of extra AP built up with that needlessly large rod in the Amp Tome. Spooks grabs his red buff. We'll see whether he... No, he doesn't. Spooks is a carry of his own. He will not be donating that to Radio early. Baron will now be spawning against the Chiefs. Lots of vision here on the top side. Infernal Drake, about 3 minutes to go.
I actually value the red buff on Spooks more than I do Radio.
Oh. Deadly Flourish was close on the Kuden.
They want this turret. Carbon's hanging around with them. Of course, not going to find them. Spooks also here at the moment. They might actually have a fight.
Yeah, they're looking for a Tempered Fate comes in as Carbon finds Spooks, but he turns it into a 1v1.
Eat
Fantastic Cosmic Binding, and the Weaver's Wall goes over the top. The team's been broken apart. This Radier's taken down Kuden. Nice use of the Repel there, but Carbon is well and truly out of this fight. Curtain Call comes in. Tally has the Subjugate down as Swiffer flashing out of the way, but the shutdown comes in a little bit too late.
Tally's still going.
Oh, Swiper gets in there. The Ravenous Flock doing some work, so they'd managed to take down Tally. Chiefs continue on the offensive. They only lost Swiffer, and it's a trade for 3.
And they do well, Legacy, to actually get a trade. Tally was big enough that they can get the turnaround. The Cocoon connects from Carbon. But the way that the Chiefs set that up, the way they kick it off is unreal. The Bard ulti hits the 2 targets, the stun to follow it up, the wall to cut them off in the choke point. It's fantastic to watch unfold, mechanically beautiful.
And if we go back to, you know, what Frostgummer was talking about on the desk, the fact that she wanted to see Legacy get these 5v5s happening, what the Chiefs have done, it's almost like they've decided to go toe-to-toe 5v5, as there is a bit of a fight here towards the top side. Raider, a lot of damage as he's trying to reload. Nice Repel, dodges out of the way of the Flourish. But no, Chiefs, they can break up any 5v5 while it's going and create little skirmishes on 2 fronts.
Yeah, they're causing separation. It's the Azir effect that has been banned away.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this the most. Ban the Azir, pick the other wall champion. Legacy tried picking both once. Doesn't work like that. And Spooks is now mid.
And dodges out of the way of everything, actually. The Ghost doing
That's
a lot of
Ghost.
work.
Wow,
Yeah,
Legacy.
Carbon going to make his way all the way in. Repel will drop him near Spooks, but look at the damage. End of the line picks up the kill. As now Swiffer continues to want more. Magical Journey comes in as Kuden flashes out of the way. Not going to get hit, I believe, by that Deadly Flourish, but didn't want to take the chance. I don't know how Spooks survived. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, both people split. I mean, Choose dodged everything. Spooks didn't get over the wall, but he did live. So, some credit there.
Yep.
The Chiefs, they're still turning up that tempo though. Now they've got the two big items on raid areas, moved towards that middle lane. They put Swiper finally back up top because he has items.
Yeah, the Zonya's completed now as well. Grabbed himself a couple of assists and a kill.
And Tally hasn't been able to grow the lead any further. They should have switched him back towards the top side a long time ago.
Chiefs are able to pick up their first Dragon of the game. Being an Infernal Drake, definitely a big deal here for this team. And they've stretched that lead to about 2,000.
So much of that is on Spooks.
Oh, yeah.
The difference in farm, the difference in kills, everything between these junglers is actually the difference in this game.
4-0-3.
140 CS to 70.
That is ridiculous. That is double. It will be if he takes another kill. Damn it, why was that a Gromp? That could have been a Crud camp, and then he'd be double.
Yeah, 4-0-3 compared to 0-4. Leaps and bounds. At the moment as Legacy, there's still a tunneling in this top lane turret. They're yet to break the mid lane, and that's expected because Talia has some... Like, you're watching the wave clear. Pop.
Yeah, see you later.
Exactly. Good luck breaking that turret. Choose, of course, not having his own means not as safe and can't afford to push too far up or he will die, which is what Spooks has been definitely doing. So Choose showing the respect where it's due. However, the rest of the map cannot advance with that exact same knowledge. And vision is power at the moment for the Chiefs.
Choose able to grab himself a Raptor camp here at least, as Swiffer picks up another minion wave, does it very quickly. And Swiper doesn't want to tango with the troll, just shoves that wave up. Goes back, grabs himself some Merc Treads.
There it is.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall going to come across. He's looking to cut off Carbon. Does so quite effectively as King.
That's deep.
Able to throw a lot over the top as Swiffer's going to get picked off. That is not what they wanted. Carbon taking a lot of damage.
King.
True Shot Barrage causes Radier to cancel the ultimate.
Legacy.
Yeah, they want to try and find a way back in. Iceborne Gauntlet tags Radier. A lot of movement speed after that fourth bolt. And he is going to be safe.
You're seeing the damage now that comes out of the Ezreal. That was deep from Swiffer. I think he took a ride that ended too late. He was meant to get off sooner. As this is still starting to be a bit of a problem, how deep Tally can push Swiper, but that big kill shows that Swiffer, whilst he's doing a lot of damage, whilst they're setting up plays, he's not invincible and he is making mistakes.
Well, Spook's actually moving very far forward as well as the Tempered Fate. He's going to save the tower, however, not much more. Now Swiper over here as well. They are protecting their structures, apart from the bottom lane, which has been sacked.
To me, the biggest thing of all, the King is online. That was a confident play from him.
Yeah.
Very aware of his damage, and now he knows that he does a lot to Swiffer. This next fight could actually dictate the pace of this game moving forward.
And it's what we've been seeing. I mean, 700 gold being the lead, 25 minutes into the game. It's normally about 10 minutes earlier that we have seen leads start growing. Not this time. This does feel definitely like a game 3 between our top two teams here in the OPL. Swiffer continues to push things up. Spiderlings are going to die as a Deadly Flourish avoided right now. Swiffer still looking for more, doesn't get snared as there's the seismic shove. Nicely done, yeah. Carbon in trouble. There's the flash forward.
Now
Spooks
Kuden's
wants
in
it. Yeah,
trouble.
Kuden in so much trouble as the last bolt flies through. They haven't locked down any kills just yet as Swiffer is going to fall. Massive damage from this Snake Lady King. Possibly caught out of position, but Swiper's going to die. Torment still ticking down, but the heals are huge. And Tally finally finds his way into this fight. Throws down a casual subjugate just to bid them farewell. That is 2 big picks for Legacy. Not a lot of summoner spells left, but they'll head straight towards the top side.
And such is the power of the Raka. Keeping Carbon alive for longer than he deserved. Kuden might just die here, though. As,
He is
you know
definitely
what?
dead.
He was still powerful up until that moment. Legacy now starting this Baron. They do a lot of damage. It comes down to if Ejim or Raider can actually pull off a miracle. No.
Certainly not. Legacy do that so incredibly quickly with the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, Cass, Ezreal, and even Trundle with the Elise having execute damage. As a 4-man unit, they destroy that Baron, and it all kicks off with Carbon being caught more than once. Repel's not available. Kuden has to flash to keep himself alive, but all of the heals just consistently come out. Fancy feat from Carbon as well. And the damage units, King and Choose, looks like they're caught. He just keeps getting heals and just does not die. Tally gets in the back end of the fight, but they just could not continue that chase. That was still the start of what feels like maybe the undoing of our Legends title holders.
Yeah. Chiefs definitely looking scared after that. And once again, I mean, Frostgrove brought this up on the desk. They're not really focusing the Soraka as predominantly as you'd expect. I mean, Kuden did manage to flash away in that last one, took a lot of damage.
To be fair, yes, they should have focused the Soraka, but they did turn their attention to him. He flashed behind somebody. They thought they had the Elise, but Rayday missed the skill shot again. The W did not connect, and it was dodging from Carbon, but it was also missing from Rayday. And that's happened more than once now. We've seen Jin miss all of these clutch skill shots. Carbon was so out of position, he should have been the one killed first.
Yeah.
Then they could have moved to Soraka, but he somehow lived.
Well, we'll see what is going to happen as this game moves forward. Legacy now with the Baron buff pushing up this mid lane. Data turret is very, very low. They want to continue this pressure. They've already got close to a 3,000 gold lead. Make that 4. There's Tally. He's going to get never moved. Nice chain of CCs. The Seismic Shelf brings him back in. The Subjugate makes him a lot tankier as the Tempered Fate is going to come down, but he's still healing while he's golden. Radiant throws down the ultimate. Lots of damage as Choose takes down Swiffer. Kuden in so much trouble, but it's a double kill for the Snake Lady. Choose snared up, but it's just, it doesn't matter because he's doing so much damage.
Then Kuden lives. The back end of the Legacy team fight is kiting and trying to survive. The front end is Choo-Choo's and King destroying Chiefs. And now they get themselves 2 big turrets. They win a team fight looking to break potentially the first inhibitor of the game.
Yeah, smashing their way forward. These structures do not last long as Choose is going to help take down this inhibitor. Spooks makes his way back in, but Swiffer, 9 seconds to go. Ejim does just respawn. However, the damage has been done.
And that Tempered Fate from Ejim kept Tally alive.
Yeah.
He lost the Ignite, he lost all of the damage that he was taking, and just kept healing through it because that's what Trundle does. And then he comes back into the loving arms of a Soraka.
Yeah.
Kill that damn champion.
Damn right.
My unbiased opinion, they should kill that damn champion.
And Kuden was on about 1 health towards the end of that fight. Of course, all the damage had been done, honestly. He'd thrown down the Wish, he'd managed to get a whole bunch of heals down, kept the rest of his team alive,
yeah.
But to add insult to injury, he survives on like 2 health.
Yeah, even if they killed him, they were getting that inhibitor.
Yeah. Legacy are going to be able to take down this Cloud Drake as well. That wave is going to get trimmed on the bottom side. Teleport almost up from Tally. Both of them available here from the Chiefs. The Swipers is going to be off a couple of seconds. Spirit Visage almost completed there as well for the Swain.
And 30 minutes into this game, Atlas, we've found ourselves with a 5k gold lead for Legacy.
Yeah, and this has been what those turning points have been like.
Yeah, game 1 and 2, the balance is tipped from this point into the hands of the team with the lead.
Yeah.
They're able to close that game out. Remember, these are our top tier teams.
And playing like it as well. I mean, this is beautiful play on both sides. The early game from the Chiefs, the cheeky mix-ups with the level 2 gank in the mid lane.
The Chooser's resilience, standing strong.
Yeah.
Showing that he can be that top tier mid laner that we know he can be.
Especially on this Cassiopeia we saw last week. Chiefs holding on to the rest of their base for now, but Super Creeps are going to start crashing in. You can see the Trundle getting that split happening on the top side of the map. Inner turret falls, that gold lead increases.
And this is the point where Tally really just does not get phased by Swipe. A level 17 as well on this Trundle. Highest level in the game. And Choose being level 16 means that Cassiopeia does work with his damage output.
Yeah, just ridiculous. Is going to go wide. Spook's happy to go toe-to-toe with Carbon here as the heals come down.
Choose is caught.
Yeah, Swiffer actually throws out a lot, but look at that. Seraph's Embrace comes in, as well as the Wish. And yeah, welcome back, all of my health bar.
Yeah, he does get his health back. Of course, Soraka will heal him to full. Having no Seraphs, though, could hurt. But no Tempered Fate on the flip side could be just as dangerous. Tally now threatening towards the bottom side means they are looking to push in for this turret. And he is tanky enough to get a flank in and force Rayday in particular away.
Well, Cocoon lands onto Ejim as Carbon tanking up the turret. He's not necessarily as tanky as he wants to be, but look at this. Seismic Shove. King is going to get picked off. Never Move comes down, but Choo-Choo's flashes out of the way. And Curtain Call now to try and slow everyone down. Kuden, relatively low health bar.
Legacy are out.
Yeah, Chiefs don't want to chase this one through. They'll just try and repair their base.
Yeah, it'd be too risky to chase past that point. As we mentioned, Tally already being there. Then nobody can get killed. Raider's ultimate was good. It was the right idea. You can't get through that Trundle. And King overstays trying to do damage to the turret. One of the more deceptive spells in League of Legends right now is legitimately just Talia's W. That toss.
Just silly.
It happens a tiny, like 0.1 of a second too quickly and like 100 range too long. That's how it feels. You just never expect it. He had his flash up, but he just didn't use it.
Well, see whether it's going to happen again. Chiefs need a few more of those moments to get back into this game. However, you claw back a few 100 gold.
And they're currently behind in gold with a 503 Graves and a 204 Jhin.
Yeah.
Like, they are definitely still strong. They have gold in the right places. They have the Void Staff and Last Whisper as well now. They're setting themselves up as best they can to give it back to Legacy. The Legacy are coming at them pretty hard.
They certainly are. Swiping out with the Spirit Visage is a big deal as well, but look over at Tally. This guy's got 5 items. And that is a Rabbidan's Death Cap as well as the Seraphs. And the Abyssal Scepter done here for Choose, who almost has his Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Yeah, Tempered Fate comes in. Choose and Carbon caught out as there's the curtain call.
Good
Choose
silence.
throws down the Seraphs immediately.
Whoa,
Choose!
Choose!
Swiper flashes forward. Never Move comes down, but the shutdown comes in. Swiper just turns gold in the middle of this fight, and Tally does not want that flank. Now the Chiefs continuing to walk forward. King separated from the team, but does have Arcane Shift.
They're alive.
The Weaver's Wall was not what they wanted as Chiefs. Now looking towards the Baron.
Yeah, now there's no Cassiopeia. Spooks has no health.
Teleport coming in from Tally, looking for that tower on the bottom side. He'll get it. Will he be able to get this inhibitor as well
King
as Swiffer?
can chase.
Yeah, caught out of position. My God, that
King.
damage. Red buff. It's enough to do it as King turns on God mode and takes down the mid laner of the Chiefs. Tally just continues to tear apart structures. Does not care about Swiper at all.
Now just go mid, get the second inhibitor if they can stop those recalls, but they can't. This means Legacy now need to start the Baron to force people to go towards them. Tally is about to have his ult back up, so watch how much health he gets.
Oh my God. Kuden's still got Wish here as well, guys. Tally taking a lot of damage. Nice slow comes out from Ejin with the Cosmic Binding as he takes the magical journey over. And Tally realizes he has to fight. Never Move comes in and Radier picks up the kill.
But it's about this.
It is all about this. The Wish comes down just to make sure they all stay alive as Kuden's running around really, really fast. And Carbon picks up the Baron on 4 members of Legacy.
So once again, Tally teleports to that bottom lane, gets an inhibitor, threatens the mid to the point where the Chiefs have to respond. They push away Spooks whilst doing the Baron. Now they are well and truly in that driver's seat from this point onwards. Just wait for Tally to be alive. He does need to group up because he doesn't have teleport. But with an open mid lane inhibitor, their eyes are set on the next objective.
Most definitely, as Radier now cleaning things up here towards the top side of the map. The last remaining inhibitor turret is there.
And he's still huge, Raider. 305. You would imagine this next recall after getting another kill, a decently won team fight for them, will set him up really well.
Especially if you can get Mortal Reminder on this back as well. There is one done for Spooks. And they have a Morellonomicon, but it will mean that Tally will be easier to deal with.
It's 2 Mortal Reminders.
Yeah, so that's 2 Mortal Reminders and a Morellonomicon. So definitely good when there's a Soraka on the enemy team.
King is still stepping up huge in this game as well.
Oh yeah.
Legacy individually have come to play in Game 3. The Chiefs showing signs of fight back. They are standing strong, but if they lose the Baron, then they lose the Elder to boot. I don't know how they're going to be able to defend.
Well, how do you fight back against this? I mean, Legacy, they're just going to be moving a whole lot faster, but they are going to have that burn on their auto attacks as well. And they deny the Infernal Drake buff.
It's not about the move speed, that's for certain.
Yeah.
Legacy now barreling down this middle lane. They should just walk straight in, honestly, but that's going into the Chiefs' domain. Remember, one wants to go forwards, and that's Legacy, and one wants to go back, and that's the Chiefs.
Oh, you can see Tally already right up front. There's Ejim over to the side, taking a lot of poke damage, but there's the Never Move. Tally getting a lot of heals in here. As you can see, Ejim melts down. Choose grabs that with the poison. Fair bit of AoE damage coming out here as Zhonya's is blown by Swiper. Lots of damage from Spooks, but he's taking a lot as well as Carbon down to the GA, but the shutdown comes in from King. Swiper still massive, but Radier, now the last man standing. Swiper is going to get taken down. The double kill for the Snake, and Legacy look to take down our OPL legends.
Legacy, 2-1 victory against the Chiefs. What a fantastic turnaround in this third game. That was a full team effort as well. And they just beat them.
And what a revival of momentum as well. After game number 1, Chiefs so crisp in that performance. However, game 2, Legacy shrugged the whole thing off. Stunning outcome, honestly, from the new OPL legends.
Yeah, everyone would have said Tally out of practice, but he still looked like he was quite strong in that top lane position.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like the man was out of practice. He must have been watching VODs religiously.
Damn right, and that man got solo kills in both games 2 and 3 against Swiper, and Swiper is no pushover. Swiper knows how those matchups work. It's just Tally.
Yeah.
Just Tally.
Absolutely, and Shoes also shows up in game 3, and so does King.
Damn right they do. But we are going to throw it back to the analyst desk to take you through the Legacy victory.
Thank you so much, Atlas. And we have a new OPL Legend title. I said it when we came into this game. There's just something in the wind. I don't know what it is. But tonight, Legacy able to topple the undefeated Chiefs. Chiefs have only lost 3 games this year, this split so far, and 2 of them now against Legacy.
Yeah, the other one to Avant, and big props to Tally. Also Choose. So I've been hard on Choose. You know, I really haven't seen him perform on picks outside of the Rise or the Victor. Seeing him go back to the Cassiopeia and just really taking it to them in those team fights in particular. Big props to him putting up that damage.
He had a really rough laning phase. Got ganked very early by by Spooks in the mid lane. Swift got really far ahead. He had to burn both his summons and was still able to hold on and didn't die any other time.
Yeah.
Well, he was then ganked again by Egypt and Spooks. So it was like a back-to-back camp.
Yeah, but at the same time, Carbon, you know, we already said it. Choo-Choos can clean up. You need to get your top laner ahead. You need to put Tally in a position where he can win you the map. And they just relentlessly, pick on Swiper time and time again up in the top lane, and the Trundle gets huge.
Yeah, Swiper also maybe not looking so comfortable on the Swain. Anytime he burned his Never move to farm creeps, which he did it multiple times, Tally was like, okay, you have no CC now, and immediately just ran at him and slapped him in the face with the club. That's not how that should happen.
And that's how he got the first solo kill as well, which really got the ball rolling up in the top lane. After that, it was just repeated dives and repeated ganks coming up from Carbon, and he was just an unstoppable tank and an unstoppable frontline for Legacy.
And this weird thing is, and I say this very loosely, and I'll probably get it thrown back at me, that shouldn't have mattered. The fact that Tally was huge in this game shouldn't have mattered, because when you look at the compositions and you put them on paper, there should be no way that this Legacy lineup can engage onto the Chiefs. They have Bard, they have Swain, they have Atalia, who's with a Rylai's Crystal Scepter, very hard to engage onto, and a Jhin. And it was King, in my opinion, who came through as the MVP, because just when the team fights looked like they were equal, King killed everyone.
That's the perfect explanation of what happened in that very last team fight. So we were watching, Chiefs lose, but how do they lose this team fight? And you could see it, that the Troll couldn't really get into the back line. He kept, pushing them back, but they would just disengage. But it was just that Ezreal pocket in the back line just continuously sniping them with the Mystic shots and chunking them out.
And, maybe got a little bit lucky. He killed Swiffer with a red buff once, I think, around the Baron pit. He was able to get another snipe with an Arcane, with the True Shot Barrage as well onto the Talia as well in the top lane. But King just on Ezreal looks like a completely different carry.
Yeah, that Baron fight was the one that stood out for me, because it was a 4-on-5 to start off that fight for Legacy, because they already lost one member. Arcane shifts on top of Swiffer, kills him with the Blade of the Ruin King, and it just opens up the back door coming in for the top laner.
And then on the other side, you have Radu, who did not have a great series, unfortunately. Missing a lot of key arrows on the Ashe earlier. Hit a couple of good ones, but then on the Gen and missing really key ultimates in very tight corridors, multiple team fights in a row. Chiefs lost a lot of damage on their execution.
Yeah, certainly did. However, the story of the night is that Legacy take them to 3 games and beat them one more time. As we take a look at the week's results, it was the Direwolves taking down Tatum Mines 2-0 before Sin Gaming were able to pick up the 2-0 victory against Hellions. Tonight, Abyss Esports went to Summoner's Rift against Avant-Garde and unfortunately lost 1-2, with Avant picking up a much-needed win to stay in that playoff race contention. And our OPL Legend match, Legacy take down the reigning champions Chiefs 2-1, and that means that they are now your new OPL Legend title holders. So congratulations to Carbon and the boys. As we take a look at the standing, it means that Legacy is now on top, and your OPL Legends, the Chiefs are second, whilst Direwolves are third. They are going to fight next week for that honor. Avant-Garde round out the top 4. Tainted Minds are now 5th, Sin Gaming 6th, and Abyss 7th, with Hellions still yet to pick up their win. Of course, guys, that is all subjects to change, because next week we're going into Super Week. It is going to be 6 games of League of Legends. Abyss versus Tainted Minds, Direwolves versus Chiefs will be on Monday night. Kick it off at 6 o'clock. Hellions versus Avant for Sin try and steal the OPL Legend title from Legacy. for Tainted Minds versus Hellions and Chiefs versus Abyss Esports to round it out. However, that is all the League of Legends we have for you this week. On behalf of myself, the Shoutcasters, the analyst desk, and the entire production crew, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week for Super Week.